Hi there folks, Phoenix Aurelius here with the lab update for the Phoenix Aurelius Research Academy for December 2023. On behalf of all of us here at the Phoenix Aurelius Research Academy, we hope that you and yours had a very happy holiday season and an absolutely wonderful new year. And we extend our blessings of happiness, health, and prosperity to each and every one of you. So again, thank you for such a great 2023. Let's see, things that happened in December 2023. Owen came over a few times in December and helped us to filter out the biomass, add some salts, and then also filter out those salts a few weeks later. Of 21 new spagyric tinctures. Those all got done before the new year, so we were able to start off with more or less a clean slate. I'm a bit of a tincture junkie, so we actually started a few other projects, but they're nowhere near being finished. At any rate, the list of all 21 of those spagyric tinctures that release is down in the description, and they are also available on our website for sale right now at phoenixaurelius.org. So if you're interested in any of those, go ahead and check them out. I was invited to speak at the Alchemical Revival Symposium that Dennis Klochek is putting on January 26th, 27th, and 28th. I will be the first speaker on Saturday the 27th. And I will be speaking about Aurelian medicine. Specifically, I'm going to go, I only have 45 minutes, so it'll be a quick introduction, but I'm going to be speaking about the entia of imbalance. And those of you who have taken some of my courses, especially my free course, Intro to Spagyria on our Teachable site, will know that Paracelsus had 5 entia of disease. I'm currently working with 7 entia of disease. Find out what those other 2 are and how I have worked with all of them and have worked clinically to be able to standardize these and what they mean in modern terminology. It's going to demystify a lot for you guys. So that is something that you can do. If you are not necessarily interested in my talk, that symposium has a bunch of other things. Dennis Klochek will be talking, Robert Allen Bartlett, Warren Kistenbroker, Seja Popham. There's going to be Brian Cote-Noir. There's going to be quite a few really awesome alchemists. Most of these guys are my colleagues, and I'm very privileged to call many of them friends. So be sure to check that out. They have registration options that go from like $20 all the way on up to $180, and packages all the way around the board. So there's really no reason, if you want to attend or check in on these, that you shouldn't be able to. They also do have some kind of like sponsorships for folks that are in financial duress or have financial hardship. So pretty much everybody can make it if you're looking forward to it. And I think that that's really cool. The link again to check that out is going to be down in the bottom, but you can get there by going to dennisklochek.com/alchemical symposium, or maybe it's Alchemical Revival. Anyway, the link will be down in the description. As you all likely know by now, the 2024 astronomical calendar was a little bit late in arriving to us. We didn't get it until winter solstice. It was like on the 21st basically when we received it, and Nori busted ass and got all of the pre-orders shipped out on the 22nd. We tried to get them out as soon as we possibly could so that many of you would have them for Christmas if you wanted to have them by then, but would definitely have them by New Year, at least if you were in the United States. International orders may have taken a little bit longer to get to you. At any rate, we hope that all of you guys have those in hand by now, and everybody who ordered a hard copy should have also had a digital copy so that it didn't prevent you from utilizing the information therein in order to plan out your weeks and years, especially in the early weeks of January. So that's really cool. I personally love the cover and the design more than I did the last 2 years, because we've been producing that now since 2022. So I love the design. We're already making use of it here, and hopefully y'all are making use of it as well. Right now we're in the first week of January, and there are some exquisite root days, so hopefully you guys are taking advantage of that. There's a very good chance that tomorrow I will be in the lab taking advantage of some of those root days as well. Also, on that same point, if you don't have one yet, or if you would like to get another one for a friend or a family member, you can take 15% off of the hard copy calendars between now and January 31st by entering in coupon code ASTRO. That information and the link will also be down in the description of this video. Let's see, we also finished designing and proofing our Shilajit labels throughout the month of December. That was a lot of work. There were a lot of final pushes. There were some hiccups with the printer. In fact, there were just a lot of hiccups. Anytime that you try and do something during Mercury retrograde, there are bound to be little hiccups and misunderstandings and things like that. A few of those happened, but the proofs arrived to us. They're absolutely beautiful. By the time you're watching this right now, you may have already seen, if you're following us on Facebook or Instagram, some screenshots and some videos of the bottle actually being kind of twirled around, and wow, we are just over the moon about how beautiful they are. Alpine Gold Rocky Mountain Shilajit is head and shoulders above every other Shilajit that you can imagine. One thing most people don't understand is like the highest quality Shilajit that is coming from India typically comes from Kashmir. There are a few other places that make it as well, but based on the old text, a lot of them are adding cow urine and ghee or clarified butter and like a number of other things to them and processing them in really like not even remotely sterile conditions. They're making them oftentimes with stream water that is highly polluted and contaminated with plastic bottles, PFOS, PFAS, lots of different types of contaminants there. They're working over a fire, which is cool, and I admire the rusticness of it, but there's just so much grittiness to it, and like they're filtering it through, you know, like a cotton cloth basically that doesn't even get down to like probably 50 microns. So the amount of filtration that you're getting on those things is absolutely horrible. Plus there can be child labor used. There's all sorts of things that are wrong that I have found in my research and in my work with Shilajit over the past 20 plus years. And I don't feel comfortable buying any product from India because you just never know how it was actually made or how it was processed. Because they're doing it over fire, a lot of the fulvic acid and humic acid contents are likely to evaporate out. You just end up getting this really gross kind of mineral pitch that has been highly overheated and tastes way too bituminous. Our product is so head and shoulders above that. It's processed with distilled water. It's harvested and processed by one person. It comes to our facility after being processed at low temps and filtered down to 0.03 microns, okay, to absolutely no bacteria, absolutely no fungi, no protozoa, no parasites can possibly survive that level of filtration. And once we get it, we reconstitute it in deuterium depleted distilled water for the best bioavailability possible. And we've been selling that product under the name Rocky Mountain Mumio for a long time. So the product quality doesn't change from what y'all are already used to. The only thing is now that we have packaging, we're going to begin advertising campaigns so that we can bring this awareness and this quality of product to other people who are looking for it, because people who want Shilajit are looking for something that is really, really effective. And it is my belief that we have the absolute most effective and most pure product on the planet at the present moment. And we want to be able to share that with others. So there's that. We do have a couple of bottles right now of the Rocky Mountain Mumio that have been labeled, bottles and jars of pitch that are available while supplies last. You can also take 15% off of that by entering in coupon code Mumio. The link to that product will be down below, because by the time you see this, that link is not going to be public or visible to most people. You're going to have a direct link. So that will show up in the newsletter, and it will also show up in the description to this video. So go ahead and pick those up. 15% discount, you can't beat it. There's nothing wrong with the product at all. It's just that we're trying to clear space on the shelves for all of the new labeled product that we have. And we're discontinuing pitch. So if you want that pitch, pick it up now. There's not enough people that actually purchase it in order to demand from us that we continue making it and try and design labels for these tiny little thin bottles. And so we will only be selling the liquid moving forward. So if you want that pitch, we do have it available. It's in limited supply, but you can get it and at a 15% discount. Again, the coupon code is MUMIO, M-U-M-I-Y-O. All of that information is down in the description. We tried to take some downtime during the last 10 days of December. Those of you who followed me for a while know that I usually like to take off from the 18th of December to the 5th of January. This year, we really weren't able to do much, but maybe a couple of hot springs trips And even at that, we were usually working during the days before we were able to get out. It's just a really, really, really busy time. We had the calendar to worry about and to get out. We had just all sorts of different types of things, actually. And there were a bunch of orders from my episode on the Stern method that had released, I want to say on the 16th or 18th or something like that. And there was a whole week of specials going on. And so, man, it kept us so busy, especially Nori. She was filling orders. I had a ton of web work to do and other different types of planning and design. And it has just been really full on. So we didn't get nearly as much of a break, but there were enough fun things that we were able to do. Like we spent Christmas Eve at the hot springs, and there were just a couple of really fun, beautiful moments that we were able to have, sharing time with family and friends, and we hope you all were able to do that too. Let's see, I've been dialing a lot of things in over here on my end to finally begin offering IDF education. I know I've been threatening that for a long time. There were some things that got in the way of us doing that, including the release of a new software. I've now mastered that software as well as the old software. I've been working with a couple of clients, especially a couple in Australia that I'm really enjoying working with, but I want to start working with more people and teaching more people this approach, especially so that I can help to dial in the approaches for Aurelian medicine moving forward. I need help kind of creating a complete database, the IDF database for this. And even though I have a working one, it is far from complete. And there are all sorts of tunings all over the place that could easily be streamlined and other things like that. So I will be taking on a handful of clients coming up before long. The time frame that I'm looking at right now is to have the official announcement made that I will be accepting pre-registrations, so on and so forth, by about Imbolc of this year, which is February 4th. So keep an eye out for the February 2024 newsletter, where we will hopefully be announcing that I'll be taking on some new clients very soon and offering some classes. You will have to have an SE5. You do not have to have the precision stick detector, but you do have to have an SE5 in order to be able to do this work. If you didn't know, we are an authorized reseller of the SE5, so if you want to pick one up now and just get prepared and get familiar with it and go through the basic SE5 training now so that you're prepared by the time February or March rolls around, then that would be a very good idea. You can reach out to us at support@phoenixaurelius.org. Rebecca will be able to give you quotes on what the latest pricing is of those units. You do not need the Pro software, and the unit itself already comes with the legacy software. You do not need the precision stick detector. I do suggest having it. You don't need it though. So there are some options like that. If you have any questions, just reach out to us. We're more than happy to explain all of that to you. But I have been working also on my end on putting up an entire IDF research portion of our website that will replace the area that was formerly called Nori's Nook. And there's going to be a lot more resources and a lot more information and different types of things like that present on the website. Again, my goal is to have that ready by about Imbolc of this year. We'll see how things go. Sometimes my mental timelines and actual timelines are at odds, as probably many of you know who've been following me for years, but it is coming, and it's coming very quickly. So feel free to get yourself in the mood, get prepared, get excited, and we'll just kind of go from there with it. I've also been working really hard throughout the month of December on compiling the Aurelian spagyric standards for spagyric tincture making. A lot of this comes down to the methodologies, most of the methodologies that are found in my Spagyria 1010 course. So those of you who have already taken Spagyria 1010 will be well ahead of the curve, but I've been compiling all of the IDF data and all of the split tests that we've run here at the Phoenix Aurelius Research Academy over the past almost 3.5 years now. And we have compiled about 300 different spagyric tinctures. It might be even slightly more than that, but it's somewhere around 300 spagyric tinctures, different herbs that we have like perfected standards for that are absolutely extraordinary. And so what I will be doing is writing a book, which will be the first book in existence, the first print published book in existence that actually has standards for items of spagyric pharmacopoeia ever. And I'm going to break this into different items of pharmacopoeia. This first one is going to be for making spagyric tinctures. The next one that I work on which probably won't be released for another 2 or 3 or 4 years even, is going to be on spagyric essences. And there's a couple of different styles. There's per destillatio, per fermentatio, and then also philosophic spagyric essences. So I'm going to be working on those, but and creating educational content to match those. So before long, the Spagyria 1010 course is going to be wiped off of the site. Those who have paid for it will still have access to it, but those who are new to the Phoenix Aurelius Research Academy will not any longer see the Spagyria 1010 course, and that's not going to be available for purchase. They're going to see the new Aurelian guide, the Aurelian standards. And again, I'm creating this book and these standards not to try and push out other opportunities for people to make spagyrics in other traditions. That's not my intention at all, and that's not what I'm doing this for. I'm creating an entire system of medicine that is based on Paracelsianism but brought into the modern age, and because there are enough differences between Paracelsian spagyria and modern spagyria, the way that I'm practicing it, we're calling this Aurelian medicine, and my spagyric style and the materials that we use and the standardization is called Aurelian spagyria, and that is the pharmacopoeia of Aurelian medicine. And so people who want to learn in my style and practice this as a medicinal art form in the 21st century and beyond, as we continue to release more data and teach about this, they will have these standards available. And of course, other spagyrics, the reason I want to publish this is so that other spagyrists from other traditions can borrow my work or critique it or split test it or do whatever they want with it realistically. But we are doing this specifically so that there is a set of standards for our style. So we're not trying to push other people out or make other people look bad or show that other things are not as good as ours. We're just creating new standards. So I just wanted to make that really clear. And that will be cool because, you know, new practitioners can have standards that are reliable and consistent from batch to batch to batch to batch to batch, which is a huge problem as it pertains to the methodologies, the way that they were taught to me from philosophies such as those from Frater Albertus and Jean Dubuis and other modern spagyric kind of standards or books that are out there. There's no standards, just books and techniques that are out there. And you'll be able to see already, if you've taken Spagyria 1010, you'll know that there are a huge amount of differences between the way that I practice and how I teach you to practice versus what you're going to find commonly written about in books. Again, it's head and shoulders above Common Core curriculum in this regard. So hopefully y'all will enjoy that as that comes out. I'm also going to be speaking, presenting, and teaching on more Aurelian spagyria and alchemical topics over the entire year of 2024. I've been coming up with a lot of class content already and kind of thinking about how it is that we want to release it. Maybe it's going to be on our Teachable page. At present moment, we're kind of leaning towards keeping it on that platform. We're also taking a look into internally hosting from our own website or finding other API plugins or other things like that. We don't know exactly how we're going to release all of this content, but it is going to be available. It is going to be purchasable, you know, on demand and just available to you whenever you want to study self-paced education. And there's going to be a lot of content actually coming up. We will hopefully have, you know, we tried to do it in 2023, but hopefully a lot of the lectures that I give and that I present at in other events, those should hopefully be able to kind of show up on the website and be available for purchase and things like that too. So for those of you who haven't caught in on my educational series and haven't worked with me for years and decades at this point, you will have the opportunity to be able to do that at affordable rates, available at download and self-paced education before long. So yeah, I think that that's really about it. We, on behalf of all of us here at the Phoenix Aurelius Research Academy, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all of the successes that you were so pivotal and crucial in 2023. There were a ton, pardon me, a ton of changes and a ton of growth that we went through in 2023, and none of that would have been available without you. So again, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, and here's to an absolutely wonderful and amazing 2024. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at support@phoenixaurelius.org, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Until next month, my friends.